What do you think about what is it relationships? What do relationships give us? Why do we always have to communicate? Why do we have to be in touch? Relationships, it's about what?
So first of all, thank you for this meeting again. I love to speak with you, and when we meet each other in this sacred space that is the Lotto Sacred Journey, we open so much our hearts. And now to have this possibility to have deeper conversations and to share with all of them, I feel honored. So thank you for your work. Relations. Honestly, I think we are relations. So if we look into our life, we are born from another body that was in a relation, even if it was just for a moment and sexual, with another person. And even the fecundation of the egg with the sperma is a relation. And when we come to this life, there's nothing that is not a relation. Even to be alive, we need the trees that they give the oxygen so we can breathe, and we give them the dioxide carbon. So when I reflect on this, even if we go into solitude, imagine you want to go 3 years into silence to the mountains or to a monastery, you are in a relation with the mystery itself, life itself, and especially with yourself all the time. So to be alive is already a relation between yourself and life itself, the mystery that I call the mystery. And then in our daily life, we are drawn to relations. A baby, there's a lot of studies in this. When a baby is born, if he's not hugged and held, and if he doesn't receive human touch, care, this baby or dies or he will have a big problems, deep problems into his growth as a human being. So I think is human, is natural, and more than human, it's part of this existence in this planet Earth. So that's totally normal that we feel drawn to each other, even with conflict, but we are drawn to relate to each other. Is a natural existence of this planet.
So why are so many lonely people in our society?
So to feel lonely, I think is a big product of our society. In our days, human contact is more and more superficial, more and more fast, and we are living in life that we want to achieve goals to show outside that we could achieve them. Even the daily life at work, we are treated as numbers, so we conquer these big companies' goals, and all the communication more and more is done by mobile phones, Facebooks, Instagrams. So the human touch, the human contact that we needed is less and less and less. Even at home, when you arrive, most of the families, each person is on their mobile phone or in their computer or watching a TV in the bedroom, another one is watching in the living room. So we are, even if we live together in this kind of way of life that we are having, we are far, far away of true human touch, that is touching, that is having time to sit, to breathe, to feel each other, to feel myself in your presence. How do I feel? Why do I feel like this? To feel you. How does she feel? What is happening between us? And that is the reality of relations. But our relations are from a screen, normally. So I feel loneliness is the product of this society, market society. Everything is to buy fast, we need to spend more money. We are not educated to value true relations. In schools, everything that you see in TV, marketing, websites, is to spend your time to achieve something, a material thing, a goal, but not really to spend time with each other and to spend time in nature that allow us to remember our true natural vibration and bring us to natural states of health.
So how to build really close relationships with love, respect and honesty?
For me, I will speak for me, and then what I see on these so many people that I work. So for me, to have a true relation is the capacity to be authentic, who I truly am with others. But to sustain who I truly am, to be authentic, first I need to be authentic with myself. So through a deep inner observation of where am I, do I really feel, what are my blockages, what are my traumas, what are my fears, how all these doubts and questions makes me to play a role, to use a mask so I achieve something or someone. Through this inner observation, I can start to have the conscious that I'm not that. I'm the one behind that allows that to happen, so I protect myself. So to be authentic with myself it's a quest, it's a journey. To see all these situations, inner feelings, inner thoughts that don't really allow me to be authentic through in each moment, in each situation, with each person, especially with myself. And when we start to really allow ourselves to let go the fear of judgment, criticism, we start to relax more in who we are and to be that person, that authentic self with everyone. So true relations is this capacity to be authentic, and of course a relation is another person in this sense. With myself is like this. With another one, it would be fantastic that the other person can do the same, because we could meet in a very deep space of authenticity and honesty with each other. And the more honest and the more authentic we are with each other, the less fear we have, because we start to trust that we can be who we are. And when other person has a question towards us, it's not an attack. We don't need to protect. It's their point of view, it's their questions about ourselves, about themselves, about life. And we can have an open discussion, a meeting, and to really express from that space. And through that space, when we start to respect who we are, automatically we start to respect the other. Because we know what to say when a person is true and authentic. It's their option, it's their lives, it's their essence. So who are we to attack them? Who are we to put them in cause? We can have another point of view. And the more we love ourselves, the more we take care of ourselves, we will do again with the other. So the path to authentic relations is to be authentic more and more with ourselves, more and more, more and more.
And what if I'm already in relationships for some time, and this moment it just my start to see my inner space, my truth and my honesty. How to be open to my partner, not to hurt him. Maybe he's not ready to see me authentic and my real, natural being.
So I believe, how can I say, I understand your question, because being together for some years and then we start to do inner work, the other partner can be shocked because he was used to a person. But as any relation, we grow each other, we grow together. So what happens is you can't avoid to be yourself. And of course, let's see if the relation is ready to support that growth, and even if the relation can grow with that. Don't run away of who you are, you know. I think the price to sustain a relation that is not authentic is too high.
I think so. It's a pity that it's a big drama in our society, I think. When the couple are not happy together, and they scared to talk to each other the truth that like I don't want anymore, for example, or I'm other. How do you think, what do we have to change in our mind to be brave enough to tell our partner that I want to be myself?
I think you gave the answer. You need to be brave enough. It's a choice of life. Honestly, it's a choice the way you want to live your life. Or you want to stay stuck in a relation that you know that is not working, that is not authentic, that you can't really meet each other because you can't be honest. But you choose to stay there because somehow there's other values that they are more important for you, like maintain the family. Sometimes I work a lot with couples. Sometimes it's because when they separate, the money will be less to each other, so they decide to stay together because of the money. They think kids prefer to have sad parents together with a lot of conflicts and the consequence of that. So there's a lot of couples that they choose that path. The question is for each one of us, what kind of life and relations do we want to have? So if we want to try to have authentic relation, intimacy that needs honesty, that needs respect, that needs confrontation of what we really feel and think to each other, it's a choice. And yes, in our society, we are not taught and guided to be who we are. People teach us to maintain a certain image. School, teachers, jobs, even the TV. What they teach us is to sustain an image of what we should be, and inside is totally damaged and doesn't work. So it's a choice. What do you want? Maybe you can be brave enough and put in cause the relation, but save your true principles. And let's see if the relation survives to that. And yes, if it doesn't survive, it's painful, you will cry, you will feel sadness. For other people, they will feel freedom and release. And in the future, you have an opportunity again to love. Maybe, because it's not a certainty. But you are open to this mystery that is be alive.
Is it possible to grow up really happy and mental healthy person with divorced parents?
I believe that it's not about the divorce. It's about how parents can stay intimate with the children. They still be with their children. They really support them. They are really there for them. So, for example, I see many couples that their marriage is totally destroyed, but they stay together at the same house. And the life of those children are an horror. You know, they live in fear, they see emotional abuse, physical abuse. So it's not a question if they are still together. It's a question how those parents can hold their children even in different houses. If they are really present every day in their home, not homework, when they arrive from school, how they really treat them with love, kindness, understanding, really giving time, not just arriving home and not giving any attention. For me, in my opinion, it's not the same house, is how those parents they can create a healthy link relation with their kids. And of course, if those parents can keep their own issues for themselves and work through that and not poison the child against each other. It's very important that parents can do a big, they can see that their children should be priority because they are children and they need both parents. And of course, the mother and the father, they can do a lot of mistakes, but doesn't mean that you need to put the responsibility in the other in the front of your kid. You need to save your kid because the mother and the father for any children is their first love, first example. And of course they would love that the parents are together, but if they are supported to see that is not about the lack of love towards to them, but that man and woman just separated because love between them is over, but friendship can still be there and they will love their children even more because they have more space, whatever it's there in the relation. I'm a daughter of divorce and I went through very hard things between my parents. And honestly, what really hurted me and made me feel insecure and with a lot of sadness and anger was their conflict, not their separation. And I remember one time my mother told me, you know, we are separating, but you and your sister are the most important things for us, and you will always be. And I remember that moment. It was in my room. I remember I was, I think, 4 years old or 5 maximum. I think I was 4. And that gave me such a sense of ground that I didn't lose them, even if they were separated. So when I separated from my husband, I had this conversation with my kids. I asked him to come and to have the same conversation with them together. And I tried always to protect my kids from me and my conflicts and with their father. So we could solve, and we always find a way to stay together. And important meetings, Christmas, you know, even weekends, we are together. We show them how much we love them. When they have a strong situation in their lives, we are for discussing that. And it doesn't mean that me and him, we don't have conflicts. We have. But we can deal with it as adults and not putting our kids in the middle, not using our kids against us. That is very important.
And what if only one part of the couple are aware enough?
Do your best. Do your best. There will be a time, an age that you need to explain, of course, things because kids are there and they see. So if you can't have a partner to have this kind of behavior to protect your kids, it's an effort, because you need to be more mature for both of us. And of course, it's a dance between what you really show, and you can show that you are sad, that there is a problem. In my opinion, and what I see in families, the more you explain to them that no matter what happens between you and your partner, but them, they are priority, that the love that you or the father you have with your kids, they feel more secure, more relaxed, even if they presence conflicts. Because there was someone explaining that, okay, we have a conflict, it's not easy for us, sometimes we do a lot of big mistakes, but you are really important, you are really loved. And sorry if we hurt you. They understand this. And if you show, when you are sad, that you need time for yourself, and if you explain with words and eyes to eyes, they understand much better than if you don't say anything. Because when you don't say anything, they feel lonely, they feel lost, they don't know how to process their feelings, what they are feeling when they watch you. So it's very important, a dialogue between you and your kids all the time. The more authentic you are, okay, the more authentic you are with your kids, you are teaching them to do that naturally. So I hope one day those kids, they don't need to come to retreats to learn that. Because they don't learn with words, they learn with what they see, what we do. So the more you can, of course, you don't tell to a child of 5 years old that you were, I don't know, raped. There's the right moment for that. You understand? Or if they didn't see the father beating, you don't need to tell them, but you can explain them that there was a big conflict with us, we are not ready again to be together, because they feel us, how tense we are. So we need to tell them, I am tense, it's not you. Just give me time, I will be okay. They understand everything, it's amazing.
Why are the couples have a lot of conflicts between each other in their daily life?
It's human. It's human, I believe, I feel, and I think the question is why they have so much conflict. First of all, what we don't work inside of ourselves, we have the tendency to project on others. So it's very important that we do our inner work, that we know ourselves, that we dive inside and we start to learn what is our shadow, how she acts. So, and shadow is doubts, fears, belief systems that doesn't allow us to trust ourselves, that we don't believe that we are worthy. Our wounds that will take us to addictions, so we can release the pain. The human contact that we avoid because we are afraid to be hurt. So if we don't really work with this, if we are not really responsible for our needs, the need for attention, so we call always the attention, or we hide ourselves. If we don't do a profound inner work, how this will act? It will grow and grows to call our attention. And because we are not used to pay attention to our inner life, feelings, thoughts, what body is telling, many people are full of pain and they don't feel even the pain. They go on or take pills so they don't feel the pain. And this is our body, our soul, our spirit calling our attention, You're not feeling good. Pay me attention. Because we are not used to this, and because we are not taught to be responsible for that and give the right attention, that why I'm so afraid to be hurt. What happened in my childhood? What trauma did I have during my life? So I close myself. What we will do is to project in other relations. So imagine two people that they are not responsible for their inner life, and they project in each other. Of course, we will point our finger and say, you are the responsible. The way I feel. And this is a never-ending story, and it will end in wars. It's what happens in our world. So the true question for me, or what we should focus our attention, is how to teach people, since ever, to understand how they feel, to acknowledge, to be aware. So since little kids, how are you feeling? So they can own that part. I'm feeling sad. And when we can own an emotion, a feeling, a thought, we have the power in our hands to work with, to change, because we don't give our power of transformation to another one, say, you make me feel this. No, I'm feeling this. What can I do? And I can look for resources to work with that. So we need to learn again how to feel ourselves, how to observe ourselves, to own all of our different layers, so we can really choose what to do with it. And I believe when we go to these states of responsibility of our life, conflicts, they are not such a drama. It's not such a cause of separation. It's the opposite. It will bring us a lot of material to grow. Of course, this is not so easy. I know, especially if you are already an adult person, because you have 30 years, 40 years of this way of living. So in practical daily life, this work, you need to want to do this work. You need to put your attention in that, more than any other thing.
If I were in a toxic relationships for a long time, how do I have to forgive to create a new, close and honest relationships in the future?
With the same person or with others?
In the same, or maybe with the other.
I believe that all can come from your inner work. Because if you are in a toxic relation for a long time, it's because you accept to be there. And the question is, why I accept to be here? So my responsibility, even if, okay, the responsibility of this and this, imagine, to live with a person with an addiction, or that is an aggressor. If you come out, these people can't hurt you anymore. But if you stay, it's because you decide to stay. And when we are in a toxic relation, we are codependent. So we are living through that relation, our fears, our doubts, our lacks of self-esteem, that we believe that we are not worthy to receive love and respect. This is where we need to come back. So if we want in the future to have a chance to have a healthy relation, we need to look to that. We are not victims. We are not. Staying in a relation, I'm not speaking, imagine that you go in the middle of the street and something happens, or that a war starts in that moment. It's not that. I'm really speaking about when we stay in a toxic relation. It's a decision that we make. Of course, it's not a conscious decision. It's from our unconscious fears and doubts, all these things. And we need to go there and work to those spaces.
Satya, do you believe in karmic relationships?
In a certain dimension of our existence, I believe in reincarnation. So I believe in karmic relations. But that is one dimension of reality. In another dimension, I believe that this kind of existence that we are having through these lives are totally dissolved in something that our rational mind can't have a concept. It's like we dive into an ocean where even if we feel our singularity, we are totally expand and unite with the one, the name that we want to call. And I believe that existence is multidimensional and time is only linear here. So I believe that past, present, future, and other directions are here right now. But our rational mind only can survive through this linear time, this way of how we live, because somehow we entered in this body and in this life, in this reality, so we are prepared for that. And only some minds or hearts or bodies, individuals, souls can feel in a different way. That's why science then evolutes, because we can go into other dimensions of perception. I think we need to learn fast, honestly. If we look to the world, with karma or no karma, we need to learn, honestly. Look to the world around us. We really need to learn. We need to grow, and grow is not only science evolution. Thank God there is science evolution, because it gives us so much. But now is time to really come out of pain of separation and to really start to see each other as sacred, no matter the religion, the culture. We need to come to a place where we really acknowledge each other as brothers and sisters from other countries, from other cities, from other cultures, religions. It's time to stop this war between each other, and that can only come with our inner revolution. Is the only way. And inner revolution requires a deep commitment to you, to yourself, to be responsible for who you are and not to project on others. That's why when you or someone gets to the power, and he has the power in their hands, if they don't do inner work, they don't care about others, and they do these horrible choices that we watch every day in our governments, and the people that they manipulate society with money and, wars, medicines. It's about to sell, and behind the money that they want is about the power. They have the power, and the rest is like slaves. So with karma or no karma, we need to learn. And yes, I believe in karmic relations, if in this dimension where we come back, and we need to learn.
Okay, and what is the difference between religion and faith?
So faith for me is much deeper than religion. Religion itself doesn't have any problem. Men, they have the problem in the way they use religion to manipulate, to get what they want, to control. That's the thing. Faith for me is a deeper space inside of us that we trust in this amazing harmony that life it is. That even with these crazy times, something beautiful can appear, that love and tenderness and compassion and respect can prevail, in my opinion. It's a deep space of connection between you and the mystery. And religion has the hand of the man, manipulating the scriptures, what this and that said, how to apply. That's a big difference. And in name of religions, in name of God, we are killing for centuries people. We are manipulating. We are destroying lives. So when we destroy lives in name of a God or a religion, what is this? This is no religion. Religion for me is the capacity to love, to respect, to give a hand, to have kindness, to put limits, to say this is not correct. So true religion, for me, it's a deep space of this connection with the mystery where every life is sacred. And I'm speaking about animals too, and planet Earth, and trees, and flowers. We are all interconnected.
So what can I do, like a person, to make more harmony or more peace with nature, or with the society, with the mystery, with everything?
First start, and I will repeat myself, to work in yourself. You know, be responsible for your, what I call shadow. Be responsible, and be responsible for your light. Be brave enough to shine, to be kind, to give a hand, not only thinking about yourself, to have fun, you know, to sing. But first be responsible for the things that you want to project outside, so you don't feel that you could be hurt. No, be brave enough to go inside and to see all the rooms that they are stuck. And then start with your family. First, start with yourself. You know, respect yourself, say no when you need to put limits, say yes what is really important for you, choose what kind of life you want to have. And then with your kids, with your partner, with your parents, with your cousins, with the people that you work. The more people we have doing this, the less opportunity the ones who want to manipulate us, they will have. We need to wake up. I believe that a revolution in this way, how can we have more harmony, depends on each one of us. And we need this. We are in times that we really need this. We are killing our nature. And we allow them to kill because it's not in my garden. So it's not in my garden, okay, do whatever you want. And we need to start to look to planet Earth as our home. Not, it's from Amazonia, from Brazil, the forest Indonesia from Indonesia. No, there are heritage from the world that belongs to all of us. And first of all is nature. We can't destroy it. We will destroy us. We are destroying ourselves. And that is a reflection of who we are, how we live. We are not sensible enough. We are becoming so numb, with all these antidepressives, with all these drugs, all this TV fast consuming. You understand? We are saying goodbye to our amazing, perfect being that is so sensible. And sensibility brings us, okay, we feel everything. We feel pain, we feel love, but bring us the alarm clock for what is in harmony, what is true, what is not. So we need to recover that.
I think that our sensibility develops our intuition also. Is it right?
The more we can feel, the more we feel what is happening around us, inside us, first of all, around us, with other people. And intuition is the capacity to read beyond what is shown, what is here, just here. Intuition is the capacity to feel beyond these boundaries of what we call material reality. You need to have time for that. And time is not stop life. It's an inner space, inner time inside where you can allow yourself in every situation to have a self-observation. How do I feel? To reflect on that, to have the capacity to really see from what space inside comes. It comes from fear, doubts, or from love and relaxation, self-confidence. When we start really to listen to us, it becomes really easy to listen what is going on around us. So it's an inner silence that allows us to see, to feel. If we are really busy all the time in the mind, doing, how can we have time to feel and to see?
And if I feel something, but my reality tells me that it's totally opposite. How to find this middle in what to believe?
It's a life process, because we need to learn how to do that. So it's not in 1 week. And I think it's a life journey, self-observation, inner observation, capacity to reflect in ourselves. And there are moments that we will lose ourselves for emotions. We will lose ourselves for the thoughts. But to have the capacity to come back again to ourselves, and we see, I was lost in this moment, is already this inner observer that is not attached to emotions or thoughts or feelings, because emotions, thoughts, feelings, they pass through us. They are like waves. But if you see you're not that, in one day you can be very happy, very angry, feeling self-confidence, and then full of doubts. So it's like an ocean of waves of this kind of beings, existence. They pass through what? Through us. And who is us? The one who observes. So normally, because we are not teach to observe, we are totally drowned in this. Happiness comes, we go. Sadness comes, oh, I'm gonna die. And when we start to work with us, we know, okay, now it's a moment to, to feel sad. What she's trying to tell me, what is it? And we know that in some hours or months or days, it depends, of course, it will go, it will pass. And so many emotions and feelings and thoughts can live inside of us at the same moment.
So we talked earlier about the harmony. And what is it, harmony for you? Is it white and red, or it's something on the middle? It's calm, it's to be calm or to be angry, or something in the middle? What is it, harmony?
Harmony in conceptual terms, I would say it's a balance that allows everything to exist, and there's a balance between the opposites that coexist. Inside of me, for me it's peace. And every day, my prayers, the biggest one is, allow me to be in peace. You know, when we are in our inner hell, what the hell? I pray, please help me to feel peace inside. And through peaceful mind, peaceful heart, any emotion can come, any conflict can come. Because there is an inner state that allows me to have a detached observation, and through that detached connection with the situation, I can or accept what is happening, or to find a way to deal with it. So the conflict doesn't take me to desperation, you understand? So peace allows me to come out of desperation and going into faith.
And I have a very good question about acceptance. What is the difference between acceptance and indifference?
Acceptance is when you allow what is happening, or who that person, or how we are, we allow to exist. We don't fight with it. Doesn't mean that you agree, doesn't mean that you want, doesn't mean that you want to get away. Indifference, it's more a cold state, so you don't get hurt. It's indifferent. So it doesn't even touch you. It's somehow, for me, it's a protection. So you don't feel. Acceptance, you are in contact with the situation, with the person, with yourself, whatever. So it moves you, but doesn't need to drown you. Indifference is like more, okay, I don't give any attention, so I don't feel anything, so I don't need to connect, I don't need to relate.
What makes you happy?
Me?
Yeah.
My kids, honestly, their smile when they stop and somehow they kiss me and say, Mom, I love you. I love nature. It's where I really belong. I even feel tears coming because I love human beings, honestly, but nature, it's like, it's not I love them, I belong there. I belong to the trees, I belong to the ocean, I belong to the sand, to the mountains, to the snow, I belong to the wind. It's where I really, that's why I go to jungle, that's why I go to the Indonesia and all this, because I can't survive. I don't know how I would survive in a city more than 5 days. Thank God in Kiev I have the park just there that I'll go every day. What else? Friends, good conversations. I love to dance. Books, I love to read. A good movie, I love good movies. A good food, good taste. And silence. Silence. So many things.
And what music do you like?
I work with music, so what say I like from everything. And each music has a space. But my favorite is classic. I love classical music. Tchaikovsky is my...
I think a lot of people, except me, think that you're a great singer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we can finish this part and to go on.
Yes. Thank you. I love these questions.
Thank you.